To the Shield Football Podcast. It's your boy Fredo. Today we got that boy Jerron, that boy DC, and Steven in the back running everything like he normally does. Boys, what's up, man? Championship week under wraps. We know the two teams are going to the Super Bowl. That's the 49ers and the Chiefs, man. That right there is going to be very interesting. Rematch a couple of Super Bowls ago. But Jerron, what are your thoughts on that game, man?
Man, the going forward, it's gonna be competitive. All red in the Super Bowl.
My theory was not right then.
It was debunked this week. It was debunked. I think it's kind of lopsided though. I think it's gonna be a let down game unless some crazy stuff happens. Yeah. But we'll talk about that coming up.
Yeah. DC.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat this weekend what we got as far as football. It sucks that it's going to be the last game of the year. Like Jay said, I don't see how, just based on what we've seen in these last two games yesterday, how it's going to be a real competitive game, just based on the history of the teams that everybody's played and everything. Yeah. But Jay picked it. These are the two teams he picked last week when we were in here. So it wasn't a very popular pick.
Yeah.
But, he picked it and it worked out. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about the first game. We had the Chiefs going to Baltimore to play against the Ravens. Final score is 17-10. Your final score, the Chiefs take care of business on the road, man. And this is the first time they had to go on the road for the playoffs, man. So right there was new challenges for them, you could say. Let's talk about some team highlights right here. Passing, let's start with Kansas City. Mahomes, he threw for 39, completed 30, 241 yards, and one touchdown. Your top rusher was Pacheco, 24 carries for 68 yards and one touchdown. Top receiver was Kelsey with 11 catches, 116, and one touchdown. Have a day, my boy, man. Now to the Ravens side of the ball. Lamar Jackson, he threw for 37, completed 20, 272 yards, one touchdown, but one interception. Your top rusher, of course, it will be Lamar Jackson for 8 carries for 54 yards. And your top receiver was Flowers for 5 catches, 115, and one touchdown. Even though it kind of looked bad at times for him, man, but have a day, my boy, man. Let's go to some team stats real quick. Team stats for the Chiefs total yardage 319, while the Ravens had 336 turnovers, 0 for the Chiefs and 3 for the Ravens. Ooh. Time of possession, this is what matters a lot, man. 37 minutes for the Chiefs and 22 for the Ravens. That being said, gentlemen, that's why the Baltimore Ravens are on the couch watching the Super Bowl, just like the rest of our teams. This is why Kansas City is moving on, going to Vegas, and hopefully they go play their luck over there in Vegas. DC, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Man, this is weird. It was a weird script. Like I say, once Lamar has to throw the ball, that's never going to be good for Baltimore. It never is. There's no reason you should throw that many. You're the leading rushing team in the NFL. Your running backs get 6 carries? Really? Out of the whole game?
Yeah, man.
You Kansas City really took your playbook and gave you something else. They forced you to do something that you were not comfortable at all doing. And Zay Flowers, you got to do better, man. You have to do better than that, man. You know they're going to call that. Ticky-tack, but they're going to call it.
Yeah.
You can't push off the guy and then stand over him.
Yeah.
It's bad enough if you just stand over him.
And then top of that, he also flicked the ball.
Yeah, you can't do that, man.
Great catch, by the way, man.
Then 2 plays later, guess what happened?
Man.
You give it right back to him on the goal line. But, yeah, Lamar, man, that was rough. I don't know where they go from here because, like I say, Monken? I don't know. You might as well kept Roman. They ain't running as much, but it looked a lot like that, man. And then you get to this game, and this what you put out there?
Yeah.
Something's not right, man. You could have done, your total yards for this year versus when you had the other OC maybe 400 yards difference, more. So you brought him in to make these changes, but it looked like the beginning of the year. They got on the hot streak where they were just running it up on everybody.
Yeah.
And it looked like they reverted back to earlier in the season. But the Chiefs, man, it's theirs to lose, man. I mean, just going forward, man.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I guess he got tired of hearing the noise that he's getting older. These last two games, he showed up. And from the jump, he came to play.
Yeah.
And, and Mahomes took what they gave him.
Yep.
He did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do. And they were able to run the ball and pass the ball. But overall, good game, man. But Baltimore, man, I was disappointed in Lamar, man, the way they finished that game.
Man, like, is it fair to say now, man, that the Chiefs are the new Patriots now? Is it fair to say that? Because apparently everybody had the Chiefs kind of, written off, especially how they're looking towards the end of the season. They barely, got those 11 wins, man, but, man, they were struggling. But now, man, like, I got a feeling that now this might be Kelsey's last year, man. If he, especially if he wins it. We talked about a couple episodes ago, Jay, that, we wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know, man. I think he wants to go out with a bang. Yeah. Damn, he's doing it right now. Jay?
I'm going to start off positive. Like you said, the Chiefs are the new Patriots. One thing that Patriots always did was do it with different rosters.
Yeah.
Like, they kept the quarterback, they kept the coach. Receivers always changed. Running backs always changed.
Except for the tight end.
Yeah. But, like...
Yeah, everything else.
Yeah, everything else. But, man, it's incredible how they are just doing enough. That's why I'm worried about the next game, because all they're doing is ball control. You read how much time they had the ball. All they did was, hey, we capitalize on their mistakes. We don't even make mistakes. And we keep it around. They've been around 20 points tops this whole year.
Yeah.
And 17 this game. And forget how much they scored the last game, the Buffalo game. But they're not the high-flying version of the Chiefs that we all kind of grew to love. If you remember that the Chiefs-Rams game during the season.
That Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night. That was like the greatest Thursday night game. Yeah. They're not that no more.
Yeah.
They what they got to do is...
Ever since they lost Hill, they haven't been that team like they had been.
Yeah, and just his production. So, Pacheco, 24 carries, 2.8 yards per carry.
Mm-hmm. That ain't nothing.
It's nothing but body blows. Yeah. That's all they're doing. And then they go to the Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce combination, and I just got to give them credit. They're leaning on Spagnolia in that defense, and the defense comes up big for them. Now on the other side of the ball, you gotta let's cut it down into 3 sections of blame. Mm-hmm. How much percentage of the blame are you giving Monken for the game plan, Lamar for his play, and Zay for the lights kind of too bright right now? Amazing rookie year, but how much are you? How much of that blame are you giving for this scoring 10 points?
So, DC, you want to take this one?
Go ahead.
All right. So, with the offensive coordinator you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I give him a good 20%.
Okay.
I'll give him a 20. I give Flowers. Man, those are just costly moves he just did, man. So I'll give Flowers 40%, man.
Ooh.
And then the rest I give to Lamar.
Okay.
If I had to put a number.
So that's 40%, 20% on market. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think with Flowers, man, he did enough to cause them that loss. I get it. You're a rookie. For a rookie, he did over over. He did more than expected. You know, like that's a lot of pressure, man. I mean, because that was the number one target for at least for that game, and basically throughout the whole season. You know, OBJ hasn't been that healthy, and the other receivers, man. To be honest with you, man, I can't even name them. You know, so I was like, he did everything he had to do, man. But this is the one game that you had to be clean, mentally be focused, and not do childish things and take care of the ball. And those are the two things that he did wrong, man. He didn't take care of the ball, and he caused two stupid freaking errors, man. And that's what it caused him. And then Lamar, man, like this was his time to win. Because now he's not going to have a chance to repeat like this. Lamar Jackson is never going to go past an AFC Championship game. Yep. Because now his money going to kick in next season. And good luck bringing in some help. Yeah. Because now the Ravens have to depend on the draft now to go over that hump. But AFC is loaded up with good teams coming up now, man. So, yeah. Out on DC?
I'll give 50 to Lamar, 30 to the OC, and I'll give about 20 to the receiver.
Gotcha.
At some point, either Lamar or Monk, they have to get together and say, this ain't working for us. What we doing ain't working. You got a halftime. What we doing ain't working. We need to go back to what I know I can do or something. Yeah. Because it just what I mean, he threw about 37 times. And out of the 37 passes, even 6 of them looked decent. Because it was off, man. It wasn't. Some of them passes, the guys were open, but he wasn't even close. The one that Flowers got the penalty on, it just happened to be a busted defensive play. He was just standing over there in the corner by himself. It should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been. Yeah. But he kind of underthrew it, even on a busted coverage. So I give about half to Lamar, but Munkin, you got to settle down and say, okay, Lamar, this ain't working. Yeah, we need to go back to what we know best, at least. Because, like you say, I don't see him have another shot. You got him where you want him, in your house. Yep. They came to your house.
That would never happen again.
Same thing with Buffalo. You had him where you want him, in your house. And I think, man, Mahomes, man, they thrive on this underdog. They never been there. I think they're going to thrive on it, man, and they're going to play this thing to the fullest. So you either going to have to try to beat them in Arrowhead, or if you put them in underdog, they really thrive in this, man. They taking it personal. Yeah. So, it's going to be, that's where I put the blame at, for sure. So,
let me give you one stat real quick, DC. The Ravens had 8 penalties for 95 yards. Bro, it's like you're asking him.
2 of them was Clowney and Flowers. Yep. Clowney and
but now
the linebacker that popped offside, another 15.
That Clowney hit, man, I call it BS on that one because I feel like Clowney already made the decision that he was going to hit him. But he just got rid of the ball, man. It's
hit on who?
Mahomes, yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like they're gonna protect that guy, man. It's like,
no doubt.
It's like he's the new Brady, man. You know that's how it is. Yeah. And he's gonna get those privileges, man. Jay,
penalties, man.
I'm gonna do like Kraft said, 50, 30, 20. Yeah. 50 on Lamar. Just not good enough. Right. He just didn't. He didn't look confident in the pocket. He didn't step into the throws the way, like even the throw, like you said, even the throws he completed, it just was. It wasn't easy enough. No. He wasn't as much of a playmaker as. I'm saying that after he caught his own. Yeah. He wasn't as much of a playmaker as he needed to be. Yeah. And then 30 for the game plan. Monken, I have confidence in Monken going forward because of he did coach over Lamar as an MVP. He has a hand in that. He also has a hand in Gus Edwards only having 3 carries, 6.7 yards a carry. Justice Hill, 3 carries. And they were never out of it enough to just say, I'm not going I'm done running. They didn't have to go the 49ers script, and hell, the 49ers kept running it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that later, but there's no reason why Gus Edwards only had three carries for 20 yards and a long of 15.
Yeah.
So that's just it's terrible. Maybe they don't think they could have blocked Chris Jones. That's the only thing. That's the only part of the game plan where I'm like, well, he'll throw a wrench in your plans. But other than that, they were doing fine. 5.1 yards as a team. Lamar should have got a couple more rushes, but and then so Marcus 30, and then Zay just. I know what he's going through.
Yeah.
Just so excited, so amped up.
Yeah.
This is the biggest day. He came from Boston College,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
as he was the second to last receiver taken in the first round.
Something like that.
I loved him as a prospect, and I'm sure all week they were like, "Hey, you the go-to guy." Like, we don't think they have anybody who can guard you, because if you look at it, he got 8 targets. Likely, and Mark Andrews had 5 targets combined. Odell has 6 targets. But Zay Flowers was the go-to guy.
Yeah,
and I'm sure in his mind he was like, I gotta boss up.
Yeah.
This is on me. I'm the big dog now. And
Right, but big
he
dogs
just-
need to control their emotions, man.
just doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing, and you can see how coaching matters, because
And that's another thing I was gonna say too. I feel like Harbaugh didn't do enough to like control his squad down.
yeah, he had him amped up, but you would never see a Patriot dive for the end zone like that.
Oh,
'Cause
especially with like a
They-
ball first.
They tell
no.
them they
Take care of the ball.
They tell them, hey, no reaching for the end zone, because that's where the best. And then you see what happens.
Mm.
Maybe if he didn't do that, it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Now, one,
That momentum would have
Yeah.
changed, man.
so he's got 20, and Lamar with these turnovers is bad, but it's just a tough way to have your 13-4 season go down. Number 1 seed, losing by 7 points.
Yeah, 7 points
So
to the 3rd seed.
the other thing I want to ask y'all about is, as of right now, what's Lamar's legacy? Total package. So we're saying he's got 2 MVPs, most likely.
Yeah,
He's got 4 playoff exits, and he averages 10.5 points per playoff loss.
so I got mine already. DC,
Mhm.
Jay, he is the James Harden of the NFL.
Ooh.
Plain and simple. During the season, kills it. Playoffs,
I like it.
you like it?
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm sorry to compare him to that, bro. But if I had to compare it to another sport, I think he's the James Harden in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hopefully he won't be, bro, because it's gonna be hard. I'm sorry, it's gonna be harder now.
Because
bro.
James Harden's not gonna get one.
No.
He's not gonna get a chip. I like that a lot. Tough to replicate what he does in season
Right.
Yeah,
in the playoffs. So that's why I like that comparison.
yeah. DC, you got one
He's just gonna go down as one of the great quarterbacks to never get the ring.
like Marino.
Something like that. He's gonna go down. But he was more exciting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
He was what you call box office. You watch it. It looks good on TV, but it doesn't get you very far.
Yeah.
He's of when you go through the history of just running quarterbacks like that, he might be the worst passing out of all of them. When you look at the quarterbacks over the years, that even Mike Vick ball looked better than that. When he threw his passes looked better than that.
and Mike was he was a lefty.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I like him as a better passer than Cam.
yeah.
Cam was the one. it's funny because we have that Cam discussion where he's called everybody game managers versus playmakers. And to me, out of everybody, Cam was a game manager. He just ran. He used his legs to just to truck people to the end zone. But anyway,
he got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he got him to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that was one of them.
Yeah.
That was one of them shot in the dark, kind of everything going right kind of seasons.
Had a chance to beat the Patriots, but at the end, that was in Houston, right?
No, the Panthers one.
Yeah.
No, that was against the Broncos.
I thought that's the one with Janet Jackson. Who was that? Who was that Super Bowl?
That was
Janet Jackson top came off.
That was the Patriots and was it the Eagles?
No,
the Giants. No,
okay.
no, wasn't the Giants.
Rams.
No,
but it wasn't Houston though, right? When that
you talking about the most recent one or the first one?
No, the nip slip.
Yeah,
nip slip.
nip slip. No.
Yeah, I thought that was in Houston against Carolina.
Yeah, it was. But Cam didn't play in that one.
Oh, that was whatchamacallit. That was the other guy before him.
Yeah, I mean, you can put a gun in my head right now and tell me maybe that quarterback. I was like, shit, I don't know. Like I just know the receiver.
I know that I can.
Yeah,
but
he was a journeyman.
Yeah,
but
got him to the playoffs.
Yeah,
but that's interesting. How is his legacy gonna go down? He's not, from what I've seen, he's not getting killed. He's likable.
Yeah.
So people like him enough to kind of have his back. In his 4 playoff losses, 4 touchdowns versus 8 turnovers. It's unfortunate. This was his. I'm not gonna say last shot.
The window was very wide. Now the window's getting very.
It's getting slimmer,
close.
But add another veteran.
Yeah. Add
another veteran presence to that receiving core, and he could be right back.
Yeah. The turnovers. The one he threw in the triple coverage, the interception.
Yeah. For the last drive.
He got sacked 4 times. Lamar ain't got no business getting sacked 4 times.
Yeah.
In the pocket, messing around, fumbled. And now you can't stand in that pocket that long and not expect some pressure from somewhere. He, like you said, he don't look comfortable. There's no such thing with Lamar as 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. For some reason, he cannot get a 5-step, 7-step, none of that stuff. He cannot get that for some reason. I don't know if they just don't try to teach him that, but there is no 5-step and let the ball go. And that's what you got to do. You got to take your 5-step, find your receiver, and get rid of the ball. Sometimes your legs will get you in trouble too.
Yeah.
And these guys were 3 of 11 on 3rd down. That means you had 8 3-and-outs. How do you win like that? In red zone, maybe 0 for whatever, 1.
Yeah.
Once again, you can't win like that either. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I don't know what they do going forward. I really don't. As far as to improve the team, like you get a veteran, whatever. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna find a running game again.
Yeah.
Whether it's going out Saquon or whatever you need to do.
That's what you do.
Go out and you find your legit RB.
Derrick Henry.
There you go. Pack the ball 20 times a game. That takes a whole lot of pressure off Lamar. And that changes everything for the defenses you facing. But you definitely got to fix that running back and get the running game solid. You ain't got to be rotating no 3 or 4 running backs. Go get you a stud and run him. And then you see what the difference going to be.
That's a great point, Jay. Now I feel like the Ravens are going to have to depend on veterans almost towards the end of their career because they can't bring a primary free agent in, man. So like someone like Derrick Henry will complement his backfield a lot. And there's other wide receivers out there like a Mike Evans. Imagine Mike Evans with Flowers.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, bro.
But Mike Evans, you got the choice to go to Baltimore or KC.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right. That's gonna be the next thing, you know.
I mean, at this point, who's going to throw more loop?
Yeah. Because KC don't seem to be going nowhere. There is no game script for Mahomes. Whatever happened, Mahomes can adapt to it. Whatever type of game it is, he just seemed to be able to adapt to it, man. Yeah. And like you said, you think Kelsey's going to be done. If the Chiefs win this year, they're going for 3-peat. I think he's going to go for the 3-peat. Just to shut some people up. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, and they can find a way to get the defensive tackle paid, Chris Jones, They're gonna shoot for 3.
Yeah.
Because they look at here. They're gonna bring back. They should be bringing back the coordinators, both of them.
Yeah.
Because the head coaching job has been filled, and I don't see these guys making a lateral move to go be a DC or an OC
Somewhere
on somebody
else.
else's team.
Yeah.
So if they win it this year, their focus is gonna be Chris Jones and Travis Kelce. And I think they're gonna try to run it back for 3, man. I really do. I think that's gonna be the thing, just so they can say we 3-peated on y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Build that dynasty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Build it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. All right, gentlemen, y'all boys got anything else between the Ravens and the Chiefs? Oh, hey, so did y'all see that Kelce was giving the Baltimore kicker a hard time?
Oh yeah,
Before the game, yeah. Like I mean, why was Tucker in their end zone anyways practicing?
Right.
You know, he just taunting them, man. But Kelce just got his stuff and just threw it out.
and that's an underrated plot of the game is
I'm trying to mess with the head.
Kelsey got into their head a couple. There's a personal foul
Early in the game.
Oh, yeah.
against Kelsey. That stemmed from him throwing Tucker's stuff out the back of the end zone. Tucker was like, he was looking like, all right, I see what's going on. He behaved himself, but when it got into the game, Travis Kelce was the irritant.
Yeah.
And I remember there's one first down. He got the first down, and 2 Ravens were walking off the sideline. And he put the first down right in front of his arm, right in front of them as they walked into it. So he was being an irritant, and little stuff like that matters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Like if you bite, believe me, like the rest are going to see the last person that made that move.
Yeah.
And for him, he's the first one antagonizing it, but they're going to see the guy that might shove him, might push him, might say something, and that's how you get them flags, man.
That's why every great NBA team had a irritant, had a goon on a squad just for that.
Yeah. Like what was that dude from Golden State?
Draymond
Green.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you need a goon like that, man. Gentlemen, anything else?
No.
All right, then, guys, let's go and let's talk about the next game right here. NFC Championship game. We have the Lions at the 49ers. Final score 31-34. The Niners take care of business at home. What a comeback. Let's talk about it, gentlemen. All right, let's go to some game leaders. Let's go to the Lions side of the ball. Goff. He threw for 41, completed 25 for 273 yards and 1 touchdown. Your top rusher was Montgomery for 15 carries, 93 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. Your top receiver was Laporte. That's a tight end for 9 catches, 97 yards. Now to the Niners side of the ball. Purdy, he threw for 31, completed 20, 267 yards, 1 touchdown, but 1 interception. Top rusher was McCaffrey, 20 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Have a day, my boy. And your top receiver was Deebo Samuel, 8 catches for 89 yards. And let's go to some team stats. Total yardage, man. Let's start off with the Lions. 442 total yards, while the Niners had 413. Both teams with 1 turnover each. And time possession, 28 minutes for the Lions and 32 minutes for the 49ers. That being said, gentlemen, this is why the Niners move on and go to their Super Bowl. And unfortunately, the Cinderella story for the Lions has to go back to Detroit and start fresh next year, man. DC? What are your thoughts on this game, man?
NFC North. Ain't no other way. Detroit gave them this game, man.
Oh yeah.
I think Detroit gave them this damn game,
Absolutely.
man. And I'm struggling with to point the finger, but like I told you last week, it was a pretty clean game. Only 5 total penalties the whole game. The numbers are damn near matching as far as the yardage and percentages. Take the damn points.
Yep.
You notice the high-powered offense. You take the points. I don't give a damn what you've been doing all year. Sometimes you got to tweak it when the playoffs come. Do something a little bit different. Dan Campbell, I'm sorry, but in Reynolds, I don't know what you had on your hands. I think the Chiefs and the Lions switched receivers yesterday because that's damn sure what it looked like when it came to drops. At least the Chiefs, they didn't have no drops.
Yeah.
And the Lions couldn't keep nothing. And Dan Campbell, I take the points, man. The OC, he was calling a hell of a game.
Yeah.
He was calling a hell of a game, and that's why this their only shot, because he's gonna be gone,
Mm-hmm.
and this team will look nothing like this next year with the exact same players. And you're gonna be wondering what the hell going on. He might not make it all the way through the year because this is not gonna look nothing like this unless that OC don't take the quarterback coach. Also, they might have a small shot, but I don't think so. This is not gonna look nothing like this. And they're gonna be looking at you like that's a talented team. We need to get somebody in here to run it. And that's going to be a problem. I bet you there are people in Detroit saying, fire Campbell and just move this guy to head coach.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's people up there saying that because you finna lose him anyway.
Yeah.
You know, who would you rather lose? You know, but then again, it's all about leading men in the locker room. So I don't know what Detroit's going to do with that talented team. There's no way they should have lost that game, man. And you took it out to the players' hand, man. You took it out. These guys worked hard all year long. And he said after the game, this is probably our best shot. He wasn't lying. He knows what's about to happen.
Yep.
It's a wrap for y'all. And it might be a wrap for him and halfway through next season, man. You got Jay.
Yeah, same pretty much. It's unfortunate it went down like this. The first half was a thing of beauty. If you're a Lions fan, it was funny because
44-7.
it was funny because after halftime they stopped cutting away to Detroit. You remember all them shots at the Detroit fans in Detroit after halftime? I ain't see maybe one.
Stadium was empty.
If you go by this, the Lions lost the game collectively. Campbell dropped the ball. Could have went up 3 scores. Chose to go for it on a couple fourth downs that I would have said to kick. Reynolds literally dropped the ball multiple times. I have no idea what I think it had to be nerves because Jameson dropped one, Reynolds dropped, Amon-Ra dropped a pass. I really was like, oh yeah, it's over then. But and then the play call in the second half didn't resemble the first half. So I think it's a collective effort. Aaron Glenn, you have to come holler at me too, because your defense in the second half got tortured over and over. Like it's like they hit a switch where the Lions defenders just were like, all right, we're done tackling. We're up 17. We're not tackling anymore the rest of the game. Gardner Johnson waving bye to fans. It's just they got a little too ahead of themselves, and it's a complete team breakdown. Amon-Ra, he went for 7 for 87, but I could have sworn
That was the first half.
I could have sworn he had 140 yards. If every long third down, Amon-Ra and St. Brown came down with it. So it's gonna be tough. Like you said, if you look at the overall thing, they're gonna look totally different next year.
Yeah.
It's like you said, DC. Like you're gonna be like, what happened to the Magic? Well, some guy named Ben Johnson took it with him.
Yeah.
He took it to maybe Washington. Hopefully not, but yeah, it's tough. I don't see them getting back to this spot.
Nope.
This was their best chance, and they squandered. I can't even really blame Goff.
No.
He wasn't great. 25 of 41 isn't great, but he put it on him.
Yeah.
He hit Amon-Ra in the chest. He hit Reynolds. That was off. That fourth down pass was off, but you still you touched it with 2 hands. You got to bring that one in. So I'm just disappointed for the Lions fans. It all changed with Eminem. I don't know if you saw him in the stands, but
throwing the
middle finger up. And ever since then, San Fran back to back to back to back. Score.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you wanted in one moment, would you capture it? or would you let it slip?
Literally.
Oh,
Literally,
man.
you-
All right. So those people who don't know that reference, that's an Eminem song. Lose Yourself.
8 Mile.
8 Mile. But yeah, I think he wrote that years ahead for the Lions, man. Unfortunately, the Lions, man, they had an opportunity to make history, man. They had a chance to give that city something that has never had ever before, and that's gone to a Super Bowl. The Lions have been the only team, if I heard this right, the only team in the Super Bowl area that has not even made to the Super Bowl, that has been with the NFL since the NFL started.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. I'm pretty sure the Bills been there
Yeah, they
multiple
went
times, but
four,
they never
four times
won
in
it.
a row.
And the Browns the Browns are considered to be a new franchise, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Browns,
Yeah.
because the Browns' history went to Baltimore.
Yeah. So, and then you got the Texans. The Jags have made it, right? The Jaguars?
No, they made it
no.
to a,
I'm sorry. The
championship.
not the Titans. I'm sorry. The Titans have made it.
Titans have made it.
Yeah, the Panthers made it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's something that's that the city needs to was looking forward to it, man, and they deserved it, man, and that was the Super Bowl I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Any team from the AFC versus the Lions, I think that's the Super Bowl America wanted to watch.
Yeah, I think so too.
But DC, you got anything else, man?
No, just like we were talking about, it's gonna be real frustrating next year to be a Lions fan.
Yeah,
because you've seen the potential
from that division alone,
Yeah.
especially now that Green Bay out of
Green Bay
second
coming
half.
Up. You see the potential in the team, and it ain't gonna look nothing like this next year. And it's gonna be really, really frustrating.
Yeah, man.
For the Lions.
And you know the worst part of it all?
What is it, man?
Purdy didn't play great.
No,
He didn't.
Purdy's biggest attribute, which probably his biggest boost, was breaking tackles for some reason. Like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
As a defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions, ain't no way Brock Purdy should be looking like Patrick Mahomes buying time, shugging off your tacklers. That's why I said they just didn't want to tackle that second half.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey always going to do his thing.
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, those 3 catches, bro.
Yeah, 3 catches, but
and one
that is going to be. It's like the Tyree catch for the
Giants.
Yeah.
It's basically you're never gonna forget that catch.
No.
It's gonna be played over and over. It hit a man in the face. it's just
he couldn't batter that shit down, man. He just let it hit, and Ayuk was just right there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Run that ball in, man. Touchdown.
What was the defender's name? I forgot his name, but he's got to feel
oh god, yeah,
absolutely terrible. But congratulations to Shanahan with the game plan. Like all they did really was just get more physical.
Yeah.
It looked like it. They didn't change much. They just said they didn't back down. They kept running the ball. They kept getting every 20 carries from Christian McCaffrey when you down 17 is crazy. And their peripheral pieces just came to work. So congratulations to them. It's just a more physical team prevailed in this game.
So where do y'all put this game as a comeback?
What do you mean?
Like, all right, so because the Lions were winning 27 to what, 7 in the second in the first half?
24 to 7.
24 to 7. All right. So where'd y'all put that on one of these comebacks? Like the Super Bowl.
I'm putting it in the category of choke. The Lions choke. They didn't look nothing like the second half when they came out the locker room. They looked nothing like the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They putting the ball. I guess it was a miscommunication between Gibbs and the quarterback or whatever. Putting the ball on the ground. It's a choke job complete. They was in control.
They were.
It was a choke job, and along with some bad calls from the head coach.
Bad
decision making.
Everybody got tight.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that handoff should have ended up in a fumble. It as a comeback.
Is it a comeback or is it like DC said? Is a choke? Like
It's a choke job.
It's a choke.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a choke.
Yeah.
A comeback is
like that Tom Brady and the Falcons.
Patriots
Yeah.
against the Falcons.
Yeah.
That was a comeback. It was just surgical.
Yeah.
This wasn't surgical to me. I still had a feeling that if the Lions got that onside kick, I thought they would have won the game. They had chance after chance that they just squandered.
Yeah, they were playing. You know, when you look at it from position to position, hell, San Francisco ain't that much better than Detroit when you line up. Other than running back, that's probably the depth, and Gibbs is on his way.
I know.
what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
think it's pretty even there too.
So, you know, that's a choke job. Yeah, you're as talented as they are.
Yeah.
You got all pro. Monroe was all pro receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it, man. Yet Laporte, best tight end, damn near this year.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do.
I do want to call out a 49er. What the hell was Chase Young doing? I think he cost himself millions. Chase Young, he just doesn't fit with the 49ers front to me. Like when he was traded, a lot of stuff came out of Washington saying he's not that great. And Bosa stepped up. Chase Young, he had no quarterback hits. He had a TFL, three tackles, but he just doesn't look like the top 5 pick anymore.
Yeah.
Like how Bosa looks. So,
but before Niners, they're not stuck with him though, huh? They still got him.
Yeah.
And his rookie contract. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he free agent.
It's just a rental.
But I'm just saying he cost himself some money with that performance. That looked weak.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you would think that you have like a true potential in Bosa, it should make your job be a little bit more easier.
Right.
Because the pressure's more on Bosa.
No doubt.
And that defense at least. And you know, if you made at least a decent play or some hits, you know, that right there could have given a good contract, maybe with not Niners, but some other team.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now he's gonna be a cheap deal, man. Gentlemen, y'all boys got anything else between the Lions and the 49ers?
I think that's
I feel bad for the Detroit fans. They're so close, and it all fell apart.
So, do y'all think the Lions could be anything close to this position ever again?
No.
He's like, no.
Now I think they got to figure out. I think it's time for Goff to get paid. He may be close to contract time. Yeah. So, are they gonna pay him once the OC leave or what? I'm sure they will, but you have Hendon Hooker waiting in the wings, so I don't know how much development he's been doing. So,
what's Amon-Ra's situation?
Yeah.
He might need to get paid.
He gonna get paid. Somebody gonna give it to him.
Yeah.
And then they have to replicate this draft class. This draft class for them was phenomenal.
It was questionable.
That's the crazy part. Nobody really liked the order that they picked them in, but it ended up being perfect. Laporta, Gibbs, Branch, and the linebacker. Can't think of his name right now.
Man, but that's crazy, man. Like for sure, you know you're going to lose your offensive coordinator, and your offensive coordinator might take his quarterback coach to be his offensive coordinator. That's crazy, man. Now, listen, if the Lions want to give him some loot, I mean, at this point, because you can move them up with the promotion. It just depends who can pay more now.
Yeah. The whole first half, he was in his bag.
Yeah, man.
I think he tightened up too, though, because second half didn't look. It didn't look anywhere as close as a creative, risk taking wise. They couldn't get the middle of the field going the way. Yeah, I think he tightened up too.
All right. Gentlemen, anything else?
I think that's it on that, Fredo.
All right. So, since now we're getting close to the end of the seasons and there's less games now. There's been a lot of coach openings. This year there was 7 total this year. And there's only 2 openings left, which is Seahawks, and then you got the Commanders. So we know the Raiders got their coach. Atlanta got their coach. Tennessee, your Titans got a coach. Which other team? Chargers. And Patriots.
Panthers, Patriots, Raiders. Yep.
So we got those to talk about.
All right, so let's go through and kind of grade them.
Yeah.
And give our opinion. We'll start out with the Chargers. Big Dog came from Michigan.
Yeah.
Won a national title. Probably will be suspended and have that national title vacated because of all the cheating scandals.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's running. All has worked out perfectly for him. Chargers, how do you like the fit?
But all right, so one thing I've noticed about him is that everywhere he goes, he changes the team around.
Yep.
So we know that it's going to be a good hire. He's going to the best situation, in my opinion, of open teams available. You got the quarterback. You don't have to worry about that. You got some decent receivers. The defense, you got potential there. Still need some work. But if he puts his imprint on it, hey, man, I think the Chargers could be a threat to that division now. And the good thing about it, man, we're going to expect the competition how we thought it was going to be 2 years ago in that division.
Mm-hmm.
Get this, man. In that division now, you're going to have Harbaugh, you're going to have Reed, and you have Payton.
Mm-hmm.
Those are coaches that been close to a Super Bowl or have won a Super Bowl, which is very exciting. So on that one right there, man, I'll give it a solid A. Solid A for me. DC?
Yeah, no doubt. The team building aspect of it, it's going to be the whole culture is about to change once he walks into the building. You finna probably see Justin Herbert earn the money there that they just gave him. So he'll look like he deserves the money. He'll put a plan together. Like you said, they still got some salary cap issues, and Keenan Allen being one of them. So he'll go out and he'll find some guys. You get coaches like that, there's guys that just want to play for him. You know, and some guys that don't want to play for him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I give it an A, man. Solid, it's solid for them.
Yeah,
they needed that.
Jay?
I also give it an A. One question I do have though is, could he be kind of short-lived? Like, if you look back and see what happened in San Francisco, he had all the makings of a powerhouse in San Francisco back then, but him and ownership kind of going back and forth, him and players kind of get tired of each other. So what's the length of time where this honeymoon is going to last? Is my only thing. And you know, he's ornery type dude. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if other coaches get in there and start hating him. But I love the hire for the Chargers specifically. I don't think it was good fit everywhere, but for the Chargers to have a quarterback and then have the bone structure, have the structure to build on top of what they're building on top.
Yeah.
I got to see what the salary cap is, because this ain't college. You can't just bring in there 90 kids. but we'll see.
Yeah.
The thing I do like most about it is he's not calling anything. He don't call defense. He gonna have somebody in place who he is, and that could also be.
He bought a guy from Michigan, I think, to run the defense.
Oh, okay.
But it's from Michigan with him to run defense.
Man, you ain't gonna have them talent.
No,
the talent gap like that. So we'll see.
Yeah. What was the next one, Jay?
Next one. Let me go back. Next one, we'll do Dave Canales for the Panthers. Surprise.
Yeah.
Everybody at this table thought Slowick would have been a good candidate. So what do we know about him? He is a
So he came from the Seahawks. He was the quarterback coach for Russell Wilson, and also once he got traded, he stayed on the staff to be the quarterback coach for Geno Smith. That he helped turn around his career, and then he got opportunity to go to the Buccaneers and be the offensive coordinator. And guess what? He helped Mayfield to revamp his career as well down there in Tampa Bay. I think we talked about this last time. The Panthers knew that they weren't going to get a legitimate head coach. Right. Reason being, they needed an offensive coordinator, a new guy, or a desperate older guy to take in that role because it's going to be hard to deal with that ownership over there in Carolina. So he's had to have success to work with quarterbacks that have had trouble. If he helped out Geno Baker, maybe let's see what he can do with old boy. What's his name?
Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce Young. Let's see what he could do over there, man. That hire right there, Jay, and DC, I give it a B-, just because of the situation that he's going in through. I'm gonna put all that in factor in it. The ownership. You're not gonna have a first round pick this year,
right?
And I believe also next year, also right, he doesn't have the next year's.
They're in trouble.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Yeah,
and we'll see, man. So it's gonna be challenging for him. So in that situation, I'll give him a B-, man. DC,
I'm gonna give him a C because I think that's the only person that took the job. They found somebody that they said, I want to make some life changing money. I want to be a head coach, but I don't think anybody that they interviewed really wanted that job. I don't think Slowick wanted it. I don't think a lot of them guys wanted
Slowick's a smart man.
Yeah.
Stay away from
you don't
that
want to go
shit,
and deal with that. They already, the draft pick situation and all that, and the owner, I think it's just too much of a headache, and he took what he could. He'll make it sound good, like that's the guy he wanted, but no. That's not. I'll give it a C.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it around there. I'm gonna give it a B.
A B.
I'm still, from all the quotes I hear about him as a leader, a quarterback is everything you want.
Yeah.
But he's in a terrible situation.
He doesn't have a Mike Evans over there.
Yeah. Tepper is not he's not the one. He's more like what people claim Jerry is than anything. I want to go back and do this for him too, but so first, Dave Canales, what do you think his first year record would be?
Ooh,
give me a prediction of what do you think he's gonna do in his first year.
All right, his record. All right, I'm gonna give you a little gap between how many games I think he'll win.
So
I think he might win anywhere from 4 to 6 games.
Ooh.
DC?
I'm sticking on. I'm struggling to give him 4
Ooh.
because I don't see where the change come from, Fredo. That offensive line was terrible. Didn't give Bryce a shot at all. I don't know what type of offense he's going to design to keep Bryce out of the way. Defense showed some flashes, but 4 games. I'm struggling to give him that. I'm gonna stick with 4, but I'm gonna be struggling to give him. I don't see where he comes in to make that much of a difference.
So if he wins more than 4, it's successful.
Yeah, who's the receivers? You got lots of stuff he got to deal with over there.
Yeah,
Jay.
3 games.
Yeah,
Ooh.
3 games, and that's with Bryce balling out under his tutelage because there's no way they can improve. No, who wants to go to Carolina?
Man, bro, you still talking about RIP to Bryce Young?
I think Bryce Young gets helped. Is everything around him is in trouble. Who does this guy bring in as his DC? Are they going to be able to pay Burns and man? It's a bad situation that he took. Man, it's crazy. Let's go back to Harbaugh. Okay. Same question.
How many games?
As a Charger, how many games?
In that division, man. Ooh. You got that division. Man, look, if he get 10, that I'll consider that maybe a wild card spot. Yeah, I'll say 10 wins. DC?
If he can get anything out of Quentin Johnston, I'll give him 11.
I think it's going to be a quick turn because the main piece, the quarterback, is already there.
Exactly.
If you can figure out what you're going to do if Eckler decides to come back, then you got a decent foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if he can get somebody, Quentin Johnson, it'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him 11.
11? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him more around 8, maybe 9, just because I think he's going to change the whole thing up. I think he's going to keep the quarterback. He's going to keep Bosa. He's going to keep Khalil Mack, and the defense is going to be intact. But I think he's going to want to change this to a whole different scheme. Like
more running.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more like Michigan. I think I think Eckler's gone. He don't want to pay that. He's going to bring Blake Corum in, somebody like that, to run the ball, and I just think it's going to be a different, less wide open scheme that they're going to have to get used to.
Okay.
Everybody, he took Kaepernick to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the offense should,
and also he changed the career of Alex Smith.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
So the next one is we've talked about this as a hire, but Dry Mayo. What do you think he does in his first year, and what do you grade it as a whole, knowing that he was the next guy up?
Yeah.
So it wasn't really tough to pick him.
Yeah. Well, to me, I feel like so he's more a defensive minded coach. So he's gonna be like one of those situations with most defensive coaches that who's gonna be offensive coordinator. You know, I think that right there is gonna play a lot. Do we know yet who's his offensive coordinator?
I believe so. Give me a second.
Is McDaniels coming back?
Oh man!
Oh, hell no!
Man.
Hell no!
All right. So while John's looking at that, I'm gonna say the Patriots in that situation, man. That division is already hard. You know, you got the Bills and you got the Niners, and Aaron Rodgers might go come back to the Jets. Man, to be honest with you, 5 games, man. That's what I think. DC
5 games?
Yeah, man.
On the man.
Hey, bro, well, Belichick, the only one. What? How many? 4?
3 or 4 this year?
Yeah. 5 be improvement. DC, go ahead.
He hired the defensive line for coach to be the D coordinator already.
That's the one.
I'm gonna give it a B minus. This scares me. What I'm worried about is how long is the leash gonna be?
Oh yeah, no. So for that hire, I'll give it a C plus.
I'll give it a B minus, man.
It's just a
I
situation.
just wonder how much time they're gonna give him. You know, I mean, it was automatic because he was already the coach and waiting.
Yeah.
But is the team Robert Kraft now gonna give him the time that he needs? Because he's in need of a quarterback too. You know, like you said, we need to find out who the OC is gonna be at that point. So B minus. He's going to have to do some. He can't come in and do the same thing that Belichick does. That's why Belichick is not there now. He's going to have to change up some stuff to create his own culture.
Yeah.
He can't come in and rule with an iron fist. You can't rule with an iron fist when you're winning 3 or 4 games. The speech just goes in one ear and go out the other one. But like I said, I'm really worried about how long the least they're going to give him to get through this. Because it ain't easy. You just won only 3 games, so it ain't going to be no overnight process. And your defense, it ain't going to look as good, I don't think, with Belichick. So, like I said, I'll give him a B minus.
How many games?
AFC East, they gonna get swept by they're gonna get probably swept by everybody in the division. That's 6. I'm gonna give them right there, right about close to where they are now, 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
About 4 games again for them.
Yeah.
I don't see it, man. I just don't.
I'll give it a B. They needed some new blood, and I think the direction that he's going to take them is going to be like it's like when you got the teacher who was cool after the teacher who was an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just in itself is going to help out Mac Jones and Zappy. He still got to get him a quarterback, and this may be a jolt in the craft, in his mind to let's be aggressive now.
Mm-hmm.
We had all this time with Belichick, and now let's go make some trades to go get a Justin Fields, or let's take a shot on one of these athletic black quarterbacks to change this whole thing up. But we'll see. I think they get like 5-6 games next year.
Yeah. So everybody around the table, around 5 games.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How we like the Antonio Pierce hire for the Raiders?
Okay. That one right there, man. I'll give that one a B. I'm debating a solid B or a B minus. I'm gonna go B minus just because he doesn't have a quarterback as well. And that's another franchise that needs to take a good look and see who's gonna be offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be your defensive coordinator? In that division alone, you know, it's gonna be tough. Now that Harbaugh's in the mix, and you got Reed, and then you got the Broncos over there with Payton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So in that situation, man, I give him a B minus, man, and that's another team, man. Like I don't expect them to do much with winning next year. I'll give them about 4 to 5 games.
On the actual hire, I give him a B plus. But my thing is, I don't think that's who Davis wanted to hire. I think there was enough pressure out there from the players and the fans and stuff that he went ahead and made that move. So once again, I worry about how long with the leash.
Yeah.
So the players wanted, but the owner was almost forced just because they were successful toward the end of the year with him as the interim coach. So B plus for the hire, but as far as going forward, I don't know how long the lease is going to be. I'm giving him about Antonio. I think about 7 wins.
Yeah. I mean, bro. I mean, like he looks good on the sidelines, man. He looks good. It's just the situation he's in over there, and with that ownership, man. Like to me, I'm putting all that into the hire of the grade as well. You know, and what situation they're in, and are they going to have success, or like you say, DC, like is the contract they give them, are they really going to give them that shot, or they just go have a short leash? Jay,
DC hit it right on the head. The more and more I look at this, I'm gonna give him a C.
Yeah,
because I don't think they're gonna let him do anything. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna let him get his own players. I think they're gonna just keep him at a distance with actually getting his paws in the organization and switching everything up. Like you said, I think that was a players hire. Because everybody spoke out about it. But Vrabel and Belichick still on the open market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
They're going to take a year off. But next year, do we know if they gave him an extension? Or is he just being put up in a seat with the same?
No, I hadn't seen a new contract. I hadn't seen that.
Man, I need to see that contract.
Right.
Because even when D'Amico got he got a real coach's contract.
He got 6 years.
He got 6 years. If Pierce doesn't get 6 full years, 5.
If it's anything less than 4, you know he's just there just to keep the seat warm till somebody to come.
Till Vrabel comes and wipes out. But so the more and more I see this, more and more I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because who's part owner over there with the Raiders? Tom Brady. You know,
and he knows Vrabel and he knows Belichick. So we shall see. And the next one, DC, take this one. Titans get Brian Callahan. What do we know about him?
Not very much. He's worked with some pretty high profile quarterbacks in the past, but he's never called plays. That's the thing. He's been OC, and he's probably one of the highest paid coordinators in the whole NFL in Cincinnati. Yeah, he's never called plays. So it's going to be interesting going forward. He finally gets to do that, and I'm expecting a receiver. I'm expecting him to take the receiver. Whatever the best available come around pick 7 or 8. I'm expecting a receiver, and he's going to come in and try to do his own thing. He hadn't put staff together yet. I don't know if he's waiting to pick some guys off these remaining teams, but he's the head coach, and
the GM is going to be picking the players. He that was the whole thing with Tennessee and Vrabel. They were trying to get Vrabel out of the personnel, and he didn't want to do that, and that's why they had to part ways. So Carthon is going to be the guy calling all the shots. They even gave him promotion and everything last week. So he's going to be the personnel guy. So I'm sure he'll work together with him a little bit, but
at least ask him.
Yeah, but like I said, he's been around Peyton Manning and Joe Burrow and Derek Carr and Matt Stafford. He's worked on those staffs. A little bit excited to see something different, just to see the direction, just to see what type of offense, what it's going to look like after him being around all those different people and what kind of staff they actually going to bring in. Yeah. And like I say, I'm expecting the receiver to go first. As far as the pick, as far as the grade I give it a B-. Yeah. Just to see what's going to happen going forward. His dad's been in the league for years. His dad was the O-line coach in Dallas for a little while for the Cowboys. And now I think he's the O-line coach for the Browns. And the Browns have a pretty good O-line. I don't know if they're going to try to pick him. It would be very difficult because I think he'd pay like $3 million to be the O-line coach in Cleveland. So it'll be difficult. We would love to improve the O-line over there if we could pull him because that's what he does. He's the O-line coach. Yes. He's been in several different O-lines, So, like I said, I'm a little bit excited to see what happens. Just based on the offense, what it's going to look like after the draft and the offseason and see who's going to bring in there. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully it's a Levis pick more than likely. Somebody that worked with Levis to get him up to speed and see if he's really got it or not. If not, don't be surprised you see them pick a quarterback in 5th round. Don't be surprised you see that either because I don't think Malik going to be there no more. No. He's out of there. So
that experiment.
And of course, Tannehill's gone. So now, don't be surprised if you see somebody get picked up around about the 5th round, just a quarterback to throw in the mix, just for him to compete. Yeah.
So you don't think they bring a veteran in? No. How many ones do you see your Titans won, man?
I'm gonna give them back. I'll give them back this year. Fredo about 6. I'll give them 6 wins.
6 wins. Okay. Well. That hire right there, and you say you give this hire a what, DC? A B? All right. Well, I really don't know much about this guy. I just learned more about him right now when you were talking about him. But overall, what you just said, in that situation he's going into, I give him like a C. The division is going to get a little bit harder. Me personally, I think y'all should go with the O-line in the first round. But like that, this draft is full of wide receivers coming out. But but it'd be interesting who he hires out as his OC in DC over there. But yeah, I'll give it a C. And wins, I give the Titans about 4 to 6 wins in that range. Yeah.
I'm tossed in the air. I gotta give it an incomplete grade because it's interesting. He never called plays. So, what's the mindset? Does he want to call plays? We gotta get more information. Does he want to call plays now, or does he want to be more of the hardball overseer kind of cat? He's a quarterback coach, but now you're not a quarterback coach. Yeah. You're a coach. Yeah. I read he intends to bring a modern offense. That's going to be weird watching Titans with a modern offense. And what is so? I'm incomplete grade. He's got a lot of work ahead of him because it seems like Carthon wants to crown Levis because all this stuff seems like a pro Levis pick, but we don't know if Levis is Mark Sanchez. He could end up being a Mark Sanchez, or
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing. Mark Sanchez never.
Because Mark Sanchez
or a Matt Leinart kind of.
Matt Sanchez went to.
Unless you got that Jets defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That defense.
We're talking about Mark Sanchez.
Butt fumble. So, I'm gonna keep my antennas up to see all the other things he does, but I'm a little worried about the hire, especially knowing that he hasn't really called.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
DC, do you know how long they gave him that contract for?
It's 5. They got
Ooh.
5 years. Yeah. That's
So-
what they all go. They gonna get at least 5.
Yeah,
Some of them get 6. Like D'Amico got 6.
yeah.
But most of them they give them 5.
So DC, would you be opposed to bringing an early competition for Levis?
No, I would not. No.
Let's say Bo Nix.
No problem at all. I have no problem at all with that.
Mm.
Yep, no problem at all. He needs it. He needs competition.
Well,
Sure.
what pick y'all got, DC?
7 or 8. I can't remember. One like that.
Yeah,
So,
Bo Nixon should be up there by 7.
Yeah, but they won't take him that early.
Nah, that's too early for Bo
They
Nix.
won't take him that early.
I would trade back and get him, or hopefully he slides like Levis.
Mm.
The only problem is Levis. The sliding quarterbacks almost never work out.
Yeah.
Those sliding quarterbacks into day 2, because if he was a first round quarterback, somebody would jumped up. Like the Titans would have jumped up and got him.
Yeah.
So I'm still worried about that. But we'll move on to Raheem Morris, new Falcons head coach. Fredo, let's start with you. What do you think about it? And give me your grade and prediction.
So Raheem Morris, he's coming back from the Rams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's an offensive guy or he's a defensive guy?
Defense.
Defense. Oh man, it would have been nice if he was an offensive guy with that scheme. But that lets you know he's gonna bring somebody from that organization, from the Rams, and you know that's the Shanahan type of offense right there. So just waiting to see. I'm pretty sure the details are not out about that.
Well, he hired Zach Robinson, who is the passing game coordinator for the Rams.
Okay.
So they are going to look like the Rams, the Texans a little bit.
49ers.
The 49ers. They're going to look like, I will put them more of they're going to look like the Packers.
Packers?
The Packers
Okay.
offense.
Gotcha. So that right there already is a plus. But just like the Texans, once they become good, you're gonna have to be worried about teams, taking your offense away from you every 2 years. But that's good because everyone's trying to copy that thing. But he also was the interim head coach when they fired what's his name on the defensive coordinator from Dallas. What's his name?
Quinn.
Yeah. So he stepped in as the interim head coach, and he did pretty well for that hire, man. I'm gonna give it a solid B plus. So we know he had history right there in Atlanta. He knows the owner, so this isn't his first time. So I think he fit right in. I'm really excited about to see how the offense is gonna look, man, with that talent. So B plus wins that division. I'm gonna give it 7-9 wins in that division. Shit, they had 8 this year, Yeah. So yeah. DC,
Man, I'll give it a C plus.
and C plus.
I want to know what they seen the difference between him and Slowick, because I thought they were gonna get an offensive guy.
Yeah.
I wonder what they seen different in him versus going to get an offensive guy. But what do you think of Alfredo?
So all right, so I heard the story about that. So I heard that. What's that coordinator's name? The head coach now? What's his name?
Raheem Morris?
Yeah. Or the one from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Was Arthur Smith?
No,
That's Raheem Morris.
Yeah, Raheem Morris. Right?
Yeah, Raheem Morris. Yeah.
All right. So Slowick went to Atlanta to go visit Arthur Smith at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like everything went okay, and everything was, like it looked like, they're like, all right, we're gonna make a decision. And that same day, they had the other that guy go visit Arthur Smith,
Arthur Blank.
Arthur Blank, at his house. And as soon as I'm pretty sure Slowick was at the airport when he saw that the Falcons just hired him.
Yeah,
I don't know, but then again, I think Slowick maybe he's just testing the waters right now to see how everything should be for next year.
yeah.
Wait, were y'all done with y'all?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I was good. No, like I'm saying,
I just want to know why he chose defensive guy over
Or an offensive guy,
based
yeah.
on all these first round picks you spent the last 3 years on top 10 players on offense. I figured he would have went more of a Slowick route versus Raheem. I don't know. Maybe he wowed him in the interview, but I would like to know, but we will never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give it about C plus.
C plus.
Yeah.
How many games?
Man, if he gets the right OC, I'm what you afraid about. They won 8 this year with that 7, 8 this year. I'm putting right back at that 8 again for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But we just don't know what's going to happen in Tampa Bay. Yeah, I'm 8.
For me, I give the hire a B minus, C plus, because I didn't think he was great as a head coach or a coordinator going into this. They picked him over 13 other candidates, including Belichick and Vrabel.
Yeah.
So they saw something they loved. I'm glad he's a black coach getting to coach in a black city. But him hiring Zach Robinson is a boost because of the coaching tree.
Yeah.
He's a Sean McVay guy, so it's gonna look way better than it did with Arthur Smith. But I'll have to see because Raheem Morris was never a hot candidate.
Right.
He's had multiple opportunities, and we'll see if I don't know if he can be the defensive mastermind that everybody thinks he's going to be. But he comes into a good situation, not a great one.
Yeah.
They still need a quarterback no matter what.
Yeah, they do.
And Justin Fields, come on down. If they do that, it's a whole another ball game. But I would have to see all the stuff that we've been talking about. What his contract is, how much fire does he get?
Yeah.
But we shall see. I think they get 8 games.
8 games. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then let's go to. I think that's the last one I had.
that was it. Yeah. 2 vacancies.
The Eagles hired Fangio and Kellen Moore as a package. Give me your thoughts.
Go ahead, Easy.
I think that Kellen Moore will be looking up for a new team next year. I think the head coach won't make it through this year. I really don't. Fangio is going to definitely help that defense out, but this is the 3rd year with 2 different coordinators. 3rd consecutive year they've been using 2 different coordinators. I think he's on his way out. Hell, some of the Philly people wanted him gone this year.
Yeah.
So I don't like it because he might be janky.
Yeah.
He might be the OC, might be janky. He just went to the Chargers. Guess what? He gone.
Yeah.
Staley's gone. So Staley was on his way out anyway. But I don't like it. Kellen Moore, I don't like it, especially in the same division with the Cowboys. I mean, what are you going to show the Cowboys? What are you going to show the Cowboys? Kellen Moore, that you can't call plays or what? So yeah, I don't like it at all.
So I say Philly's best days are behind them now. The best time for them was when they had the 2 coordinators that they just lost this year. He went to the Colts, and the DC went to be head coach at Arizona
Cardinals. Yeah.
So I think I think they look so good because the staff he had around him. Moore, he hasn't done anything, to be honest with you. You could say his best days was in Dallas, but then again, I say that was more the talent that made him look good around it, man. But he had talent over there with the Chargers. He didn't look so good. And Fangio, he has the talent over there, man. But is the head coach gonna last? You see what I'm saying? I mean, I really don't know, man. Like to me, like that's a toss up itself right there. Just the Eagles, man. Like I really think the Eagles gonna take 2 steps backwards this season coming up, man.
For the Eagles, for them, I kind of think it's a positive. What Kellen Moore is gonna give you is more of the he's like if Ben Johnson took anti-steroids. Like if he took something to get a little bit weaker, he's gonna have a diverse run game. He's gonna have suspect passing game. To me, I never liked his passing offense. Kellen Moore, I'm speaking about. Too many mirror concepts, and then it's either deep or it's either goes or stops.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that affects Hurts, because I think there's going to be an uptick in turnovers with Hurts going forward. And then Fangio, as a Cowboys fan, I'm terrified of that, because that is how you stop Dak Prescott, is the Fangio defense. For years, every time we see him, there's a ugly side to how Dak plays against Fangio, and Fangio to me is if they can get some linebackers, they're going to be all right on that side of the ball.
Yeah, you just don't know how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
Especially with like DC said, with a questionable head coach over there right now. Like, I'm pretty sure ownership go give him another shot, man. But it's playoffs. It has to be playoffs, and
it's
beyond the first round.
A deep playoff run or bust.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So there's still two more openings out there, gentlemen. We still have the Seahawks and the Commanders one out there. For the Commanders, we pretty much already said this off air that we know that Ben Johnson's going to take that job, right? If you had to put a number on it, DC.
Yeah, I had to guess. The fact that they waited this long,
Yeah,
I figure that's the guy they're waiting on.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah. Jay, so how do you feel if he would go to that organization?
That'll be a problem. Yeah, he's gonna finally get McLaurin to be the superstar that he's really is.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson's finally gonna get used the right way. Yeah, that'll be a problem. Him or Slowick, to be honest. I don't want to see either one of those. Either one of that combination. But yeah, it'll be tough going against that twice a year.
Yeah. So what about the Seahawks job? So who do y'all think is going to go ahead and be the head coach for the Seahawks next season? DC?
I'm thinking they're waiting on McDonald with the Ravens. The Ravens guy. Another reason they hadn't been doing much interviewing, I think they were waiting on that game to be over with.
Yeah.
So if I had to just guess, I would say him, McDonald.
Okay.
But of course, he's got to find the offensive guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, same. I like that name, especially what he did to make a dominant defense like that. And Seattle always wants defensive coaches.
Yeah.
Seems like so. That'll be good. Dan Quinn will be the last resort for them in my mind.
Yeah.
It's surprising he's taking so many interviews with him.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
I
but
believe that.
if they strike out, they'll go after Dan. But other than that, the two names that are presented right now are the best options.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Anything else, DC?
Talk about the two guys that ain't got a job.
Oh yeah.
And why don't they have a job? With Vrabel and Belichick, I think it's one of the situations like with the Titans. They want to have more control than I guess more GM than most of the GMs want to let them have.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's all it can be with the two of them, because when all this first went down, if you'd lined up all the candidates, them two would have been at the top. Before anybody hired anybody, you probably would have said the best two candidates out there available would probably be Vrabel. That's all. Maybe some people say Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Vrabel and Belichick. Those would have been the top. Now all this is done. Them the two sitting there without a job. So I'm waiting to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
What do you think the issue is?
So I think Vrabel and Belichick want to take a fishing trip together, and that's why they haven't. All kidding aside, to be honest with you, great point you just said, DC. those are two coaches that they want a lot of power with personnel and contracts. So I want to say teams are not ready to give up that power, man. That's too much power. And if history has taught itself that giving one person that much power usually doesn't work. Yep. Now let's see if you have Tom Brady in your team. I mean, but besides that, like there's a reason why these teams are hiring head coaches, because they need a major turnaround, and dictatorship is not going to help right now. Nope. Jay?
Y'all gonna call me crazy, but they're not taking jobs because there's a job that's gonna come open next year in Dallas, Texas. That I'm pretty sure their antennas are up. I think, like everybody else, they were just as surprised that McCarthy came back as we were. I swear they thought they were going to be interviewing for Cowboys head coach job. At least preliminary interviews.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that, Jerron? Like, I don't know if we talked about they're bringing McCarthy.
Oh yeah, I talked about it. I hate it. I hate it. It's
because it happened the day of the podcast, after the podcast.
I hate it. I hate that the lack of discipline on the team has been there every year. We've hit a ceiling with him. What I will give him the credit is his offense has been the best offense. Well, was the best offense this year. Yeah. But the lack of toughness in the team is evident. The nonchalance about holding his coordinator accountable. Like, there's no reason why there should have been that much nickel against the Packers. Right. That's just bad defensive leadership. But I wanted them gone. I wouldn't have minded taking a step back. But now it's going to be a step back because of the contract situation. So, I think I was blindsided by it. I was frustrated by it. I'm still discouraged about we're just going to get the same thing next year. So none of this matters. No matter your offensive, your offseason, none of that matters until you win in the playoffs, and that's unfortunate. So, I was discouraged by it. I'm still discouraged by it, but the good thing is I think he gets one last shot, and it's going to be the same thing. And then you bring in a big name, big game hunting right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because man, if like a guy like Belichick, he'll never be a coordinator again. But man, there's got to be a team out there who think I would pay you more than my head coach for 1 year. A team that's on the cusp, and all they need is that defense to get them over. Let's say, what if he's in Cowboys for 1 year? He had that defense. You see what he done with the talent in New England. Yeah. What do you think he gonna do with Parsons and them guys, man? For 1 year, he may be the thing that could put him over the top, man. He changed. I mean,
it's too big of a name.
Oh yeah, right.
Like every press conference, they're gonna want to talk to Belichick.
Yeah, right. and he's not gonna talk to nobody.
Too big of a. Put too big of a name.
He's like, man, go talk to my owner.
now they're saying he's going to go into media, which I don't see that.
No, he wants that record. He's too close.
I don't see that working.
He's too close to the record. I don't see him walking away like that.
Man, what's it called? Like, actually, I mean, he might do media this 1 year if he doesn't get hired.
He don't seem like a media person, period.
Yeah. You know what? Like I've seen him talk in interviews, man. He's very knowledgeable, man. Yeah. You know, like if it doesn't have to involve something with his team, he'll talk to you about anything, man.
Yeah. And another thing, whatever happened to Eric Bieniemy?
Oh, that's over.
So now where does he go? You know,
I mean, like
Arizona State.
Yeah, I don't know, man. TSU.
I don't think somebody's going to call him somewhere.
I don't know, man.
Go back with the Chiefs.
I mean, but they're doing good. They're doing good without him.
Yeah, but their offense could use that boost.
Yeah.
I would hire him as a consultant this week.
Yeah.
To throw in a couple plays.
Yeah, right.
But. I think his his tenure's over.
Yeah, man.
Never got to the head coaching.
Never did, bro. Never did.
But we've said it before. Not everybody needs to be a head coach.
Yeah, yeah.
And he don't need to be no head coach.
Yeah, I know. What's his name? Ron Rivera. He's having talks with the Steelers to be the DC.
I see Arthur Smith talked to him about the OC.
OC, yeah.
Arthur Smith talked
They
to him.
interviewed him.
Oh,
They interviewed him for
man.
the offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Don't do my boy Tomlin like that.
Yeah, man. But gentlemen, besides that, man, y'all boys got anything else?
I think I'm good to go.
No? Okay. Well, let's wrap this episode up. Thank you for tuning in for the Shield Football Podcast. Guys, man, Super Bowl's within 2 weeks. And then we got flag football. You go see these grown ass men play flag football. Are you guys are y'all looking forward to that, or y'all don't even tune in for that?
No.
The only one I watched was with the interior linemen. They had this big sled that they pushed around. That's the only part of the thing that I like.
Yeah, man. The Pro Bowl ain't what it used to be anymore, man. But yeah, man. So thank you for tuning in to the Shield Football Podcast. Like always, go ahead and go to our YouTube channel, subscribe there. Is that the main source that we want to get our subscribers at? But also, we're in Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you want to hear this out. But appreciate if you go to YouTube first, then go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That would be much appreciated. But thank you for tuning in, and we see y'all next week. Later, guys.
Later.
Peace out.